Hello and welcome to episode 190 of Nolo Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good, Nolo time? Obed, it's a pleasure to be with you again, my friend.
Good to be here, sir. Very excited today for the first time ever. We've been doing this for what, 3.5 years? Four
Yeah,
years?
going
Four
on four
years.
years. Yeah,
4 years, man. And this is the first time that we're streaming on Twitch. And I'm very excited. Of course, you have choices now. Cannot complain.
that is
You
true.
you can either hit our audio version, hit our Facebook Live, which has been going on for about 2 years now. Before that, we did YouTube. We're back on YouTube now as well, on live on YouTube, and now live on Twitch. So I am very excited, man. I am very happy to be here. Very excited to talk Loki amongst other crazy gaming news that we got this week. So I am super pumped.
Absolutely. Me as well, my friend. I do have one quick little update that might be entertaining. I've mentioned this to you before, but I didn't get to show it on the stream last week. But if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we were talking about, the update with the Slave One being now just Boba Fett's ship, right? Just Fett ship,
Yeah.
Fett Starship, I think is what they're gonna refer to it as, right? So we
Yep.
talked about it on the stream. We were like, if anybody has anything that says the Slave One on it, like you gotta think that that's gonna be worth something as time goes on, considering that's a change in time, and Star Wars is not going anywhere, guys. Like that's gonna be around for a long time.
It's
So
the reality of it.
well,
Yep.
that's the reality, but hold on to it. So I say all that to say that just so happened the very next day after we recorded, I was out at in a Disney area. You know, they got their Star Wars stores, and walk in one of the stores and ask the guy, like, "Hey, you guys have anything with the Slave One by any chance?" And he's like, "Yes." And I got this guy right here.
Ooh. Oh,
I had
nice,
to grab it,
nice.
and
Oh,
you
so
can
that's
see it does have Slave One on the name.
so those are the same molds that they use for Disney Infinity,
Yes.
and they repurpose them as action figures for at the Disney parks or Disney
Yes.
stores if that's something that's close to your area. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool,
Yeah,
man.
so yeah, pick this guy up, and I will be holding on to my Slave One, knowing that times have changed.
No, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah,
thought I
yeah.
would throw that out there. So those of you who are watching on the video version, there you go.
Yeah, I did send you that video from Robot Chicken from a long time ago, where Billy D was in the episode, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not too hot about the name." That was the whole. That was the.
Yes,
that was
yes,
the whole thing on that bit. So that was pretty entertaining. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Again, it's
exactly.
something that I'm not gonna cry about. It's whatever. It doesn't affect me. It's still
It's
the
fair.
slave one to me, and that if they want to call it something else, it's fine. I don't care.
I mean, I think most people though, when they refer to it, they either said Slave One or Boba Fett ship. People said one or the other, anyways.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
it's
it's kind of
interchangeable.
interchangeable at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it is. It's like Vader's star, like the his Tie Fighter, which is supposed to be like an advanced Tie Fighter,
Right.
and they usually just like call it Vader's Tie Fighter. It's interchangeable. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm good as long as they don't call the Millennium Falcon the Millennial Falcon. I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I see what
man.
you did there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm good. But yeah, not much on my end, dude. I did finish Titans
Oh, nice.
and watch that trailer that came out like yesterday, right? For it.
Yeah.
So, all right. The ending on season 2 was not strong at all. It's not strong at all. And here's the thing, right? Because One Division, of course, Emmys is like going nuts, right? And rightly so. I thought it was brilliant. Uh, Falcon Winter Soldier, it was good. Titans exist, and then I watched Titans, right? And then I finished it like not last night, but the night before, Tuesday night, right?
Oh, I see where you're
Bro,
going.
and then I go watch Loki last night,
Yeah.
and it's like it's garbage. It's gar Titans is garbage compared to Loki. That being said, it's it's like pizza, right? It's like it's like 7-Eleven pizza. It's still pizza, you know. It's
That's what I compare the show to as well. You
yeah.
remember I said it to you. I was like, this is not a great show, but it is worth watching.
It's yeah, it's entertaining. It was weird. Like spoilers, just in case you haven't watched Titan season 2. Spoiler alert here. Dude, it's like would Wonder Woman go? I mean, granted, Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman, right? But
Right.
would any Amazonian go like a chump like that?
Yeah.
It's really dumb.
I know. I
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah, that was really silly.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
Um, I like the shift in personality that Dick Grayson had. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
this is more like actual Dick Grayson now.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like I wasn't sold on the mopey Dick Grayson,
Yeah.
but entertaining. That said, I did watch that trailer that came out yesterday, and I think it was interesting. It seems like they are going places, right? With Joker, that's kind of unexpected. There's more Bruce Wayne. It seems like, which the actor grew on me. Like it was kind of weird at the beginning, right? First season, but then after that, it's like he's like a mix of like, uh, Kevin Conroy and Adam West. So it it grew on me. So it's fine. Um, yeah, the rest was fine. I mean, the acting is like, come on, it's acting, right? But it's fine as a DC thing. It looks like they're upping the budget on this one because this trailer, the trailer for season 3, looked like they really wanted to make it at least better. So it looks like they're putting money behind it. They have HBO Max money now
Right.
versus the DC cheapo thing they had before. So that could definitely be a part of it. But I'll check it out when it comes out. It should be fine.
Yeah, same here. I
Yeah.
mean, once you go into the more into the Batman universe, like anything Batman, I'm a sucker for. Anything Superman, I'm a sucker for. So, that's why I still watch Superman and Lois because it's Superman and I gotta see that. But
Yeah.
which is funny because the same experience you just said with Titans, I had the exact same thing. Tuesday nights when Superman and Lois comes on, I watch it Tuesday and then wake up the next day and I'm like,
Sheesh.
well, that's not comparable.
No, bro. They're on a
No.
different. They're on
Yeah.
a different level. Like
Yeah, man.
entirely, dude. They're. You would say they're in a different multiverse. Ooh.
What was the line that Loki says in Avengers in the first Avengers, right? 2012 one, where he says something about like what quarrel does a boot have with an ant or something like
Does an
that.
ant have with a boot or something? Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel about like this show. It's not even
Oh.
close, man.
Oh.
It's not even
Come on.
close. I'm not trying to,
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
even with the movies, and you know how much I love the Snyder cut. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Have you
man.
seen the reviews for the Suicide Squad movie?
I have
It
not.
looks
That comes out in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, the reviews started going out, and I mean, it's gotten like like probably the highest praise since the Nolan films. Like it's gotten the highest praises for any DC film, which as you and
Okay.
I both know, almost every DC film since the Nolan films have been very like 50-50, right? Like you either love it or you hate it, kind
Yeah.
of very mixed reaction. So this
Yeah.
common consensus seems to be it's a good one, but I personally am not hyped for it, but of course I'm gonna watch it. So, you
Yeah.
know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll watch it when it comes out. I did see that reviews for Space Jam started coming out, and it's like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
oh man, I'll check it out.
Oh, sure. Me too.
I'll check it out. I'll check it
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Cause man,
You and I got to check that out,
how can they literally drop the ball on that
man.
one? Oh, yeah, yeah. It's weird. It's I mean, it's weird that we're getting a new Space Jam, right? But
Right.
the reviews are weird. Like I saw some reviews, it's like, yeah, it's fun, and some were like, it is a shameless ad for all the other WB properties, and yeah,
It's a lot of characters in it. I don't know if you've
scathing.
seen like from those breakdowns of like in the background. Oh,
Yeah.
there goes.
Oh, you
There I
died.
go.
Oh
I'm gone.
no.
I'm
No.
back.
Oh,
Nope.
you're back. You're
Oh,
semi back.
I'm semi back,
You're
guys.
quasi
Live
back.
technical. I've been having these problems for a while now, guys. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah. For the new people watching on Twitch and YouTube, yeah, Joel needs a new laptop.
Would you like to
Tip
donate to my
tip jar,
GoFundMe?
whatever you guys want to do. It's good. We don't have a Patreon because I don't know why we do. We don't. We're still too small.
Probably.
We count on ourselves to provide some quality content every once in a while. Yeah. Joe, you're good. If you gotta switch over to the low Q, we will
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
we'll do that. Um, you want to do Bad Batch real quick before we jump
Yeah,
into
we're talking
Loki,
about
man?
Star Wars. Might as well, right?
Yeah. Pretty interesting episode, I would say. Because for the first time in this show, we do something that has nothing to do with the Clone Troop 99, and we do something entirely different. Now, this series, which I totally forgot, it is literally a bridge between Clone Wars and Rebels. So to see Rebels being bridged in the way they did it, it was great. Great to see, Chopper and Aaron, and it was good. It was good. Budget. They have budget for this episode because this episode looked quite a bit sharper than the other episodes. You can tell that Dave Filoni was like, yeah, we're gonna bridge this thing. We gotta budget it. So you could tell with like the shading that they used on Hera, especially when she was like spying on the spoilers, by the way, spying on the refinery. That was pretty interesting. So they made it look really good. It looked good overall. I think overall this was a really good bridging episode where we go back into what really happened to Hera and we explore that. We sort of touched on it on Rebels, but now it's like explained. Will we see Omega in the Book of Boba Fett, Joel?
I'm gonna say no,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
it would be pretty awesome if they like. I'm gonna say no because like I don't. I feel like that kind of would have leaked already. I feel like something like of that significance, but they've done a really good job of keeping stuff under wraps.
Yeah.
So I don't put it past them. Like I wouldn't. But I'd love to see it happen. Don't get me wrong.
The last two clones.
I keep my expectations low, right?
Yeah,
Let them surprise me.
Yeah, the last two Jango Fett, like legit clones, coming together. Because I think that's what that this is building to. Like she's probably going to be a character in the Book of Boba Fett. So we'll see that. Hey, you're back in HQ now. Hey. So I think that's probably part of what they're doing. Again, this was more of a bridging episode. Doesn't really move the story forward, but we did get some lore, and that's good. I really enjoyed when the senator got, because he was so shady, dude, since like the beginning in Clone Wars and everything. He was super shady. So I was like, yeah, he got it. It's good. It's good. Crosshair's got him real good. Interesting that Crosshair just got him, and I thought he was just gonna go for everyone. I start just offing like Harris Barons right there and all that. So, interesting to see that they took him as prisoners. But what do you think, man? I think overall it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like the episode a lot. Same thing as you. It's a homage to the Rebels series, which is when we heard at least this show was coming about, it was like, hey, for all you Rebels fans and Clone Wars fans, like you're still gonna be happy with what we're giving you. Yeah, this show, like the Bad Batch series in general, has been very Clone Wars esque. This one felt like it belonged in the Rebels series for sure. Like it felt a part of that same style. Um, I do think that it's I find it interesting that like the show's called The Bad Batch, but we only have one scene with the Bad Batch in this whole episode.
Yeah, just
Because
one quick
I'm
scene.
watching it, I'm like, are they gonna say that they were somehow part of her origin, right? Like we, of the general Syndulla that comes forward later on, right? But what we see is that really they just working with Sid still and providing the weaponry for the uncle here. Was really the connector, and I like that. Like it reminds me of like in the Batman animated series, and then I think it was in the '90s, right when they had one of those episodes where like it was just focused on Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy just like running around,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
the whole episode's focused on them. You have Batman for a sequence in that episode, but it's focusing on them. That's how I felt with this, right? It's like it's still the Bad Batch, but you get this one that's focusing on Harris and her storyline, and then you get a scene where the Bad Batch show up on their ship and they're giving them this weaponry and like, hey, we know that this is if you're carrying this heavy stuff, like they know stuff was about to go down. Um, I do feel like I've said it on our last episode before this, where I'm like, there's gonna have to be something else for the story. Like this was very much a filler, but a great filler, like a really
Oh
good
yeah.
episode. But like to me, there's still something else. I mean, we're getting closer now to the end of this one. It's gonna end next month, if I'm not mistaken. And I feel like there's got to be one more twist or turn that's going to come in to kind of let it be the driving force riding home. I can't imagine that the rest of the show is just going to be Omega keep away, kind of thing. So,
Mm.
but I could be wrong. I mean, regardless, I'm happy with what I'm getting. I'm happy to get my Star Wars content. We got Book of Boba Fett coming later on. Sounds like the Mandalorian season 3 has been moved up to early 2022.
Okay.
There's some speculation around that based on some things that have been said.
So it's
So,
probably gonna be before Andor, because Andor comes out in March, right?
right.
So it's probably gonna
So
be,
it could be a New Year's thing. Could be.
yeah, more than likely. I don't know how long Boba Fett is though. I mean, I'm assuming it's at least 6 episodes.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll see. Yeah, it's yeah, we'll check it out. There's definitely more Star Wars coming out, and I'm hoping that they follow what their brothers over at Marvel are doing, because we gotta yo. All right, major spoiler alert again. If you don't want to listen, keep away. Loki spoilers for the entire season and the possibility of the future of the MCU. So
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, bro, So this series as a whole was absolutely fantastic, dude. I would have watched this as a 4 hour movie, no lie. No lie. I mean, they can get away with like silent moments, right? Um, which they don't have that luxury in the movie unless you're a Zack Snyder. Uh, it's it was so good, and again, the environmental storytelling and just the details and the nods and all this stuff. Like we didn't get a name drop, but he's him, right? It's him, and I mean, it was very interesting that they took the two characters, right? The He Who Remains and Kang, and or they took He Who Remains and made him a variant of Kang instead of just being a separate entity. I
Sure.
think that was brilliant. Um, I think the actor Jonathan Winter,
Ooh.
I can't remember the name of the guy. I think he was really good because it
Jonathan
was
Majors.
Jonathan Majors. Um, it was a it was weird because he was being like the way I saw him, right, is the way they paint drug dealers when you're a kid. It's like this very friendly guy that is offering you something that could mess up your entire existence. It was it was weird,
Wow,
right?
that's a good comparison.
Yeah, because in real life,
Comparison.
yeah, in real life, like drug dealers are not like that. But when you're in school, like, and when they're trying to tell kids, hey, these guys are coming at you and they're super friendly and they offer you this stuff, and just don't take it. That's exactly how I felt when I saw the character.
That's very true.
And it was weird. It was unsettling, but at the same time, he gave an air of like sincerity with what the things he was saying and all that. So, we're probably gonna concentrate the majority of our time talking about him, right? Because it's like, uh, it was just awesome, right? And he's probably gonna be in every movie for and for the next like 5 or 6 movies at least, because he's probably gonna be in Spider-Man. He's probably gonna be in Doctor Strange. He's probably gonna be in. He's definitely gonna be in Ant-Man and Wasp because that's confirmed. But then we go back to like, what's up with the Eternals and Shang-Chi, right? Because these movies are supposed to, like, was Shang-Chi supposed to come out last year or earlier this year, or that and got
Yeah,
pushed?
it's be early this year, so, February of this year.
Okay. Um. So, and again, I haven't had the chance to watch Black Widow, so I'm assuming something is gonna happen in Shang-Chi that is gonna be like, hey, by the way. So, and the same with Eternals. Like something of this magnitude, the Eternals would have caught it, right? Um, it was just nuts, bro. It was so good. Um, I think that Sylvie is going to at least try and salvage something, and that's why things are not gonna happen like immediately. Because she's gonna at least try and go, and it's like, at least I'm gonna try and do something with this, right? Um, and then Loki, when he was pushed through the portal, he was pushed to us. Now, so here's the thing, right? Is
Yeah.
that a separate timeline, or is that the same timeline? But Ravonna altered it when she went to wherever she went, right? Could
Who's
could
to
be.
say?
Who's to say? Um, did Loki at that point become a Nexus entity though? That's another one, right? Because at this point he is.
Right.
So season 2 confirmed. So that's another big like piece of news that we got out of that. Um, the whole thing with Ramona. So I kind of suspected that she was like either a teacher or a principal. And that was
Yeah,
that was
that
interesting.
was good.
That was
Yeah.
good. Um, oh man, it was a treat, dude. Absolutely, the writing and everything in this show, like the writing, the cinematography, the music. Oh, it's like, dude, this is probably like my favorite Marvel thing since Winter Soldier. Honestly,
Wow.
like Winter
That's
Soldier's,
big. Wow.
because Winter Soldier's like Metal Gear. And I
Oh
love
yeah.
Winter Soldier. So like outside of Winter Soldier, right? This is probably my next favorite like Marvel thing that has come out, because I really do like the Spider-Man movies. I think they are both very good. I think that, of course, like the scene in Endgame and all this other stuff was phenomenal. But I think the entirety of this series is probably my favorite Marvel thing since Cap. Yeah, take it. Give me your stuff, and then I'll come back because there's more.
I know, right? Like
Yeah,
there's so much to be said
we
here.
can we can do an entire episode on just Loki,
Oh
and then
yeah.
yeah, but we do want to talk games
We
because
have
we
good
got some
things to
news.
talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll try and be brief, man. No, I feel you with the King actor. You know, I thought he did a really great job. And to your point about like his unique persona, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like he gives us his backstory, and when you understand that he's a person like you and I that just so happened to figured everything out. Um, like you would be pretty awkward if you were stuck between time all by yourself for a significant amount of time, like him not being like charismatic but being trying to be charismatic. Like he's awkward, he's been, he's been in quarantine too long. So like it made sense, right? But also at the same time, we talking about Loki, right? Burdened with glorious purpose. This guy is burdened with like a huge burden, right? The fate of the universe is on this guy's shoulder. What I love about what they've done with this show and where it led to here, because I mentioned it to you before, I didn't think that it was going to be Kang, not because I didn't think it made sense. It absolutely made sense to be Kang. They've been teasing the whole time that it was Kang, but that's just it. We've gone through that before, right? With, Mephisto, we all thought it was him and then it wasn't, right? So like they were teasing this whole thing with Kang, but they actually did it. They committed to it, which is great.
Yeah.
To your point, like it's a variant of him, right? But still, like it's still the guy. And like it's so refreshing to me the way this show concluded with this and how it's taking the next phase of the MCU, because thinking about the way Endgame ended and wrapped up, a decade of films and a storyline that was being built up for so long, everyone wanted to know, where do we go next? And to me, Loki is the one that kind of gave us that launching pad for the rocket of where they're going now. Like this is anything that goes forward now. If no one's seen Loki, they're gonna be lost. They will not understand what's going on, because
absolutely.
this changes everything.
It does.
But like I love that instead of them, taking this, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like this very typical ominous villain, like Thanos, like he was fantastic. I love
like
him.
the menacing, because yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to destroy everyone.
I'm big and strong and evil. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This kind of thing. Like you have this guy show up and he's like
a nerd.
He's a nerd and he's like, I'm doing whatever the heck I want with time because I can. Like the beginning of this whole series, dude. Like you get the whole TVA scene where like, yeah, we've got Infinity Stones that we use as paperweights, around the office. Like they took all the past of Marvel that's so awesome and so good.
Yep.
And they took this thing on steroids and said, we're gonna deal with time, the universe, and our next villain. He's not gonna be a dude that goes between worlds like how in the comics he's like he's the conqueror, right, of other worlds, right? No, this dude is the conqueror of universes, and there's multiple of him, and some are benevolent, but one of them will not be.
Yeah, one or multiple. That's what he said.
One or multiple.
Yeah.
Yep.
You made a really good point, and that was the point that I wanted to talk about next. Is that the Marvel intro was basically telling you that it's like this, everything that happened before that was the past. And that was,
it exists on a whole nother
and a whole other bubble timeline. Yep, basically, and it was fantastic because that's what was brilliant about this intro as well, because
I mean, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm like, dude, people who died, like
exactly.
they like Feige knows what he's doing. They've opened the door where it's like we can do whatever we want now.
Yep.
Because it would be another version of them.
Yep. So I don't know when Wanda was reading the book
at the end.
Yeah. Do you think that when she started listening to the kids was the moment that it split?
Yep. It's so crazy. We have not even spoken, and I've been everyone who asks me, I say the same thing. Where I'm like, that ending to me has to be connected.
Yep.
I don't think
she didn't hear them; they were gone, and then all of a sudden you hear them.
Their universe has been connected.
Exactly, because you saw Spider-Man, dude.
You know how I feel about Spidey, dude. Yeah. You know it, man.
Sweating over here, man. Yeah. We gotta find out about Fantastic Four soon. Like, there's gotta be hints somewhere now, right? I don't know if you saw like the Hugh Jackman thing
I did.
on
Yeah.
was it Instagram about
Yeah. An Instagram
posting
stories.
Wolverine claws and
Yeah.
him with Feige,
Feige.
and then we had it on the docket, but we'll talk about it now. The Deadpool and Korg thing,
Right.
like, and then we get that like the day before, right?
They know what they're doing, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
This Fox merger just gave them unlimited power at this point.
The Fox fire sale.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a merger, it was a fire sale. Dude, it gave them unlimited power. It's full on Palpatine for these guys.
Man, it's really good. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And the same thing goes for what you said about uh, Black Panther. It was like, we got the story for that T'Challa, but maybe we'll get another one. Like other people look like they're the same, but he doesn't, right? It's like
Right. It could easily be that way.
yeah, it's crazy.
Or he never existed at all. Like you can go really dark and it's like Killmonger was always, the Black Panther.
Exactly.
Like none of that ever happened with T'Challa.
Bro.
Killmonger was brought into the family. He wasn't a secret in America. Like he actually always grew up in Wakanda.
They took the kid instead of like, bro.
I don't know, dude. Or he did die reverse. Like T'Challa was the bad one who he killed. I don't know, dude. I mean, there's so much they can do with this dude and flip tables, and it's like,
yeah, they can go anywhere with this now. But they made it clear, man. During the intro, it's like everything that happened is encapsulated. Whatever happens from now on, it's like anything can go.
I love how panicked, like how good the acting was from Tom Hiddleston in the end as Loki when he first shows up in the library, with Mobius and them, and he's like, guys, you don't understand. We found him, we did all the stuff, whatever, but he's like, his acting was the way you would expect for something that's supposed to be so altering. Like he understands, like, guys, there's about to be tons of this thing showing up and it's going to be terrible. And you're not ready for this. And I feel like that's like a message to us as Marvel fans. Like, you are not ready for the chaos that has just been unleashed. That moment which Sylvie takes this dude out, I would compare it. It's not even the same, but I would compare it the most to, like, you should have gone for the head scene in Endgame.
Yeah.
Or when Star-Lord messes up the sequence where they have Thanos tied down and in his rage about Gamora, he messes things up. Like, this is going to be, like, fans are going to love to hate Sylvie at this moment because they're going to be like, if you didn't take this dude out, the things that are about to come forth and the things that are about to happen and everything precious that you loved about what Marvel was doing is going to be rocked for the rest of this phase. And it's all because of that one moment. And they really took a great amount of time between Loki and Loki, right? Sylvie and Loki going back and forth. It was like, think about this. Wait a second. Like, because this is such a huge moment, you needed to take your time to understand, like, that's it. Like, whatever happens here changes everything. And it was handled so well. It was very heavy. I was getting so hyped, dude, because I'm like, this is
very philosophical too about free will. And it's like, do you really, does the one person that controls it all is the only one that has free will? Do you really, like, super philosophical? It was really deep, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
It was super good. So I think it's one of my favorite things. It's probably my favorite, my favorite show, like, that I've watched in, like, I don't know, since, like, Daredevil, probably.
Wow,
because, like, Daredevil was good. I really enjoyed it. I liked Punisher, okay, but like, going to, like, like I said, I've been watching Titans, been watching here and there, and it's like no comparison. Close. It's like you're down here, and it's like you compare Titan. It's like Titans is like General Hospital, and then this thing's like House. It's like a whole different level. Yeah.
And it's like Loki's one of those characters you love to hate. Like, let's be real, he's the villain at the end of the day. Like, if it's up to him, he wants to rule. Like, this is the guy that's like cutting people's eyes out and doing crazy stuff and whatever, right? Because he's insecure. And it's like they made him somehow, like, he's always been charming, but they made him somehow, like, tolerable and like enjoyable. Yeah, so
it's good. Phenomenal. 10 out of 10. I really loved it, beginning to end.
Yeah.
I think it was brilliant. So well done, Marvel. I am very much looking forward to season 2, which is probably going to be like next year, based on what I heard.
So allegedly they already filmed it. They filmed them together.
Really?
That's what the rumors are because there are scenes that
In
never
the
made
trailer
it to
that
the
are not
show.
there.
You know,
Yep.
the King Loki scene, for
Yep.
instance, everyone keeps talking about was never there.
Yeah.
And Hiddleston himself and others had said, "Well, yeah, we thought this was going to be 12 episodes or something." So they may have filmed it all together and just
They're probably just gonna do it
gonna release
before
it.
or after Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
because Doctor Strange is summer next year, right?
March.
March. Yeah.
Yeah,
So after Doctor Strange, that's probably where we're gonna get the second season, or before.
or
Who knows?
before.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, well, they're probably not gonna overlap with Star Wars, so it's probably gonna be like after Andor. After Andor,
Who
we'll probably
knows
get
though?
it.
With the Wednesday Friday thing, who knows?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like they really opened the door for themselves very
Yep.
well.
Yep. Yeah. Friday can be Star Wars Day, and then
Force
Wednesdays can
Friday,
be First Friday and Marvel
Marvelous
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
All right. Very good stuff, Joel. Very good stuff. Yeah, we talked about Deadpool, so yeah, it's basically confirming that Deadpool is part of the MCU.
Yep.
It was an ad for Free Guy, a movie that I thought had already come out about a year ago. Honestly,
I
it was
know.
like super on point. Like the writing on this thing was perfect. Which is funny because I remember when I went to Hollywood Studios back, when was it, in
Yeah,
like
they had the
March,
sign on
April?
the.
They had the sign. Yeah, they had a huge Free Guy sign. So so I thought the movie was out then, or was gonna come out, or was already out. Like,
Yeah.
but you know, stuff. Um, I mean, there's not much to say other than that it was very well written and it was funny. It was great. And we'll do it like I said. We're probably gonna get Deadpool with the bleeps.
That's how they handle them in the
Yeah,
in the in the
in this
you know
thing. Yeah.
commercial, and that's how they made him PG-13.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that's gonna pan out. Hopefully, I mean, if it's anything close to what they did here, then I'm good. So we should be fine. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about gaming wise. Let's get the two little ones out of the way. Just real quick, we have a really good view of the new Spidey suit, the new black Spidey suit, which seems to be magical. Like it seems to have magic. So maybe this is a suit that, like, if you look at the close up, you can see that the suit has like runes on it, and
It's got a gauntlet.
yeah, it has a gauntlet, like a magical gauntlet. Um, very good. It looks very nice. Of course, now we know that we're getting two new suits because we saw that other like Iron Spider suit as well. But this one looks really nice. Now that we got like a detailed model of it that we can see, looks really good, and yeah, it looks like it has magic. I don't know. Um, Maybe this is a suit designed to traverse the multiverse, Joel. Who knows?
Or to send things back to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, very cool.
That's my whole like theory behind it, right? It's like
Yeah,
Strange is going to be conjuring up a whole lot of things, but he can't do this alone.
yeah,
And obviously, the effects of Spider-Man's universe is so big because, if we're talking about the characters like Goblin and these, like, that's not like on the film side. You may have only seen him as just like another villain, but like comic book wise, like the Goblin's like a genius. He's a literal genius, scientist gone crazy with powers. So like these are characters, it's kind of like, not to compare exactly, but like a Doctor Doom. Like you can't just have the character just roaming around. Like these are some very, very powerful people. So
yeah,
yeah, it makes sense. Spider-Man's gonna have to level up if he's got this many guys to deal with. I mean, he was struggling with Mysterio and his projections. Like
yeah.
this is straight up magic now. So, man, I'm so hyped for this movie, dude. I was already hyped for this, but like, and Loki's gonna be in this show, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
Maybe
Man.
Loki's gonna be in this movie too. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, very very interesting stuff. That it looks nice. I like it. Um, Second short one. This is mostly for me, but finally, after man, the I think the original the first version of this game came out on like the Famicom, and we're finally after all these years, what I consider to be a licensing nightmare of a game. We're finally getting a version in the West, so we're getting Super Robot Wars, basically 30. It's coming out here. Um, yeah, I'm getting this, Joe, because I've always wanted a Super Robot
Yeah.
Wars, and I've never been able to get one because they don't sell it here. I was very close to actually importing the last one that came out for the Vita because that one, the Asian version of that game had an option for English subtitles. So I was gonna get that, but then now this happened, and I was like, yeah, I'll just get this when it comes out. Where am I gonna get it on the Switch or the PS4? I don't know. There's a PS5 version too. I don't know. Is there are pre-orders up for sale?
Uh-oh. Gonna have to
Uh,
choose soon then.
it's on. Well, it's coming out October 27th. Um, let's see. Oh, it's Steam, so it's gonna be
Uh-huh.
PC. Okay, so yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it on PC. I don't mind. I would definitely love to have a physical version of this game, but if I can't, I'll just get whatever. I just want to play it at least once and be happy for my mechs because it's something that as you can see if you're watching the video version, I love them. I got a few more back here. Yeah,
Got some
I
cool ones.
can't see them because of my share, but yeah. Um, yeah, very exciting news. I don't know if you have anything to add, but yep,
No, you're
it's one of
good,
those.
man.
Yep, cool. All right, you want to do the one that dropped today first?
Sure.
All right. So apparently, after all this time, Valve has not been able to hire someone that can design a good controller because this looks this is a PG rated podcast, but just like the design, right?
Yeah.
Now the concept,
Yeah. Right.
right? The
What
concept,
it does.
yeah. I think it's brilliant. So, uh, Valve announced today that they will be coming out with what they're calling the Steam Deck, and this is basically a handheld device, non-removable controllers like the Switch. This is a full-on, portable device that you can plug in controllers to, but you cannot take the ones that are already on it out. Um, and it will feature is basically a small PC, and it will be uh, running a version of their Steam platform on it. I believe the device is running on Linux, but the I did find some specs. There's no
Got Zen
specs.
to RDNA.
Yeah, sent to RDNA 2, 16 gigs of RAM. The pricing is very interesting because I think it's aggressive, but it does get expensive.
Yeah.
So it's $399 for a 64 gig, $529 for a 256. But here's the difference, right? The 64 is an SSD, the 256 and the 512 are NVMe drives, which are considerably faster than just a standard SSD. And yeah, 649 for the 512. They do have a micro SD slot. It's a 720p LCD screen, not an OLED. I didn't see anything about the battery though. I don't know. I don't know if
Neither.
they're having any battery specs. Um,
You can buy a dock for it,
yeah,
but that's gonna be separate. It's not gonna be included.
correct.
So Price of your Switch, you get a dock at least.
Yeah, and I mean $50 more and you get this thing versus the Switch, right? And I saw some people saying, I was like, oh, Nintendo didn't want to make it, so Valve made the Switch Pro.
Nah, that's not saying.
I mean, it's gonna come, like it's gonna happen. Probably again, not this year. Like we said last week, it may happen, not immediately. Now we're getting this thing. It went out for pre-order today. Is it still available?
Everything I saw was going right away.
Okay,
Like I GameStop and Walmart, I saw gone pretty quick.
that's good. Um, I'm
Like within the
sure.
first half an hour of them going out, I checked just for kicks and giggles, and it was all
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. Best Buy's all gone. Well, they're on coming soon, so I guess they're waiting. They're waiting
True.
shipment. Um,
So there is demand for it, dude.
there
Like it's
there
not
is like
like
people are
it's
gonna buy it. Like it's
yeah.
probably not gonna be like crazy, right? But the people are gonna buy it. That being said, right? Um, the amount of games that you would get with something like this device is
Oh yeah.
immeasurable, honestly. And yes, it's an awesome device. It seems like it's great. It's well designed, right? Except the buttons and the controllers. Like, oh man, it's like Steam, bro. Get yourself some like human interface engineer there, because I don't know why your controllers are so terrible. Um, yeah,
So
go ahead, man. Go.
so we had this discussion on our last episode when we were talking about the Switch OLED. Now I want to ask you the same question, but now in regards to this thing. What do you think about should some if you were a consumer right now, you have the choice. These are your two choices. You either get this thing or you can get an Xbox Series S. Which one appeals to you more? Because obviously the Steam library is pretty incredible.
I have a
Game Pass
PC.
is
I have a
pretty good though
PC.
as well.
I would get an Xbox.
You get the Xbox.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would get an Xbox. Yeah. I mean, because I
That's what
already.
that's interesting because I
Yeah.
was like at first like the idea for me was like okay this is kind of like okay I have my nice Steam thing but then I also can get a dock and it kind of does the same thing my Switch does but just gives me access to different games but at the same time like the Series S is pretty good. It runs
It's a
pretty
good deal.
well. It's a good deal. I've not heard anything bad. You know I know people who own them.
Yeah. Yeah, just get it and get Game Pass, and that's it. That's all you
That's
need
it.
to get, man. You don't need to get anything else. Um, this is not for me. I'm not an on the go gamer, right? I have a decent PC. I can run most of everything at a decent frame rate and decent specs. I'm not you know not gonna spend money on this. Like again, like I said last week, I have a Switch. I'm not going to spend money on getting the OLED Switch. So um, I guess they'll have to try the market out and see if it works, right?
Tomorrow is pre-sale.
Yeah, but hear me out, Joel. What happens if we get a PSP 2 or something like that from Sony?
Oh, I'm in there, dude. I'm in there like swimwear. Like if that does not, unless there's like something really egregious with it, which it's hard for me to even think of what that'd be because of how much I love the PSP, dude.
Because I'm calling it
I
PSP
want it.
2 because they probably won't call it the Vita 2, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Although the Vita's great, dude. I mean,
yeah,
but it just wouldn't sound right. Vita too.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Second Life.
Bro, yeah, there you go. I think that's already trademarked, sir.
Probably.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Um, so if Sony takes like the because we talked about it last week again, I guess we're gonna have to talk about it again. If they take a PS4 and they miniaturize it, because I think the PS4 is plenty,
Right.
and this is an old digital device. It's like screw GameStop, and you just go straight, right? It's like this is an old digital device. connect to PSN, buy your games. If you have your games, download your games. If you have your games from PS Plus, get those games. And you have a mobile PlayStation, dude. I don't think they'll do it. It's weird. I think PlayStation it's in a weird position right now, where I have there's people in PlayStation that I know care, and I know are capable. Problem is that I still see some problems in the direction the senior leadership of PlayStation has been veering off since you know since Andrew House left.
Yeah.
And it's concerning. I mean, PS5 is doing fine. If it wasn't for like stock shortages, it would have been doing much better. It's still outpacing the PS4, even with the shortages, right? So there may be an opportunity for Sony to jump into this space again. That said, they may say it's like, listen, the Switch is doing too good. We're not gonna even try. Honestly, this Steam thing, if you show this to a kid and you say you want this or the Switch, kid's gonna say Switch 100,000,000%. That's what you need on the Switch. Oh, I want to play.
Say adults would say the same thing too, for the most part.
Does this thing have Mario Kart? No. Oh, I'll buy the Switch because I like to play Mario Kart. Kids, is Fortnite free on the Switch? Yes, it's fine. I'll take the Switch. So all I need is Fortnite and Minecraft, and I'm good to go, sir. So, this is a very specific audience that they're targeting with this. Not me. It's probably not kids, dude, because honestly, like, again, if I show this to my daughter and I tell her, it's like, listen, you want this for Christmas, or you want a Switch Lite? She's gonna say she wants a Switch Lite.
Absolutely.
Like, there's no going around it. Like, that's what she's gonna say. And I guarantee that I show this to any reasonable adult and would say the same thing. That being said, if you're a hardcore gamer and you're like,
right.
And you do like your Doom at 60 FPS and you do like Jedi Fallen Order and there's other like AAA experiences that you cannot get on the Switch, or you can get on the Switch to a certain extent, then this device may be for you. I think that the D-pad looks terrible in that corner. I think those buttons are too small in that corner.
It's very high up.
It's just weird. It reminds me of the Atari not the Jaguar. I'm sorry, the Lynx. The Atari Lynx had that weird layout of buttons.
Like, imagine just holding it. I don't know. It's just gonna.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks weird to me. But
yeah, it does look weird, but it is something that for someone like me, like, I think it does kind of come down to that whole, like, if I want to get into another realm of games that I don't tap into usually, this is cool because I don't need to go build myself a PC. I could buy this thing and just go ahead and launch my and stream my games or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you and I have spoken, I think Xbox has done a really good job of creating that experience already with their next gen consoles. So
yeah. So we'll see where that goes. Speaking of Game Pass, because we just mentioned it, looks like Netflix is actually jumping in to the space. They have hired a former EA and Oculus executive, and they are going to venture into video game publishing. So I guess that some of the news were confusing to a lot of people. It's like, Netflix is going to have a game. It's like RIP Game Pass. No, this is not what they're doing. Looks like what they're, at least not now. I mean, they could potentially do this in the future. But what they're doing is they are going to open a publishing arm of Netflix. So it's like maybe Netflix games, and they're going to more than likely publish games on everything. On consoles, PC, everything, and on TV. Like they may come up with like interactive experiences on Netflix. Um, so who knows where this is going? There's not a lot of details, and but this could be the beginning of something. This could be them, testing the waters into game publishing, and then maybe moving into a service. I don't know. Maybe they don't have to, right? I don't think they have the infrastructure to run game streaming like Microsoft, of course, has now, and PlayStation with PlayStation Now. So so I guess that's something that we'll see. And yeah, not much to add there. I don't know if you have any other opinions on that.
No, man, I'm good. I mean, I think similar to you, like of the mindset of this is at launch, like this is not going to be like don't compare it to anything just yet. But like think about when Netflix first started, right? Like everything, like they didn't create original content much. They didn't really do anything crazy, and it kind of took a long time for them to get to where they are right now. Everyone knows who they are now, but they definitely didn't start anywhere near to where they are today. So I think they're gaming. If they're getting into this, they're getting into it to be a real player in it, and they've got the infrastructure and the finances to back this, like, and then really go get into it. But it's kind of a wait and see, what do they really want out of this thing, because most of us would say the future of gaming probably isn't a Netflix style type thing. Like next generation kids are gonna want to be able to use to do their Game Pass and these other things. They don't want to go out and buy a disc, or even digital downloads. I don't even think that's like entirely like the way of just I gotta go buy a digital game and then do it. Like I could see the Netflix formula, being a legit thing. So it makes sense. Like we'll see where this goes and what this even fully means.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's a wait and see because there's not. I mean, the only details are basically that they're looking into going into games publishing, and other than that, we don't have a lot of details. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Joel, something that concerns me as an old school gamer, and I don't call myself a collector by no means, right? I buy what I like. I do have my retro setup. But it's concerning to see some of the artificial price inflation that's been going on lately, especially by this specific company, and I want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
So how rare is Super Mario 64?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Not even close.
It's not rare at all, right?
No,
It's
not even close.
um okay, yeah. It's an open box, of course. This is a loose cartridge,
Sure.
but it is Super Mario 64, and it is working,
Yeah.
right? Would you pay $1.5 million for a sealed copy of Super Mario 64?
No. There's a lot of things in life I would not spend that on. Very few things I would. And no offense, love my Mario, but not this one.
Yeah. How much is a loose copy of Mario 64? Like $5?
Yeah.
Let's see.
They're around, dude. They're around.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't know why these people are doing this. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. This is super super shady. What they're doing. It's $25, $26.
$5.
Yeah.
For a loose used version.
So by that logic, this copy should be worth like $100,000. Because if you look at something like I don't know, Mega Man 7. Mega Man 7, I have a loose copy of Mega Man 7 that I bought back in the day. I bought it at a Blockbuster back in like
Wow.
98 or something.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Um, Mega Man 7 loose right now is like $200. Complete in box is like 1,000, 1,200, right? So by that logic, this should be worth
Oh,
$100,000.
bet you need to go get that thing on the auction right away.
So you follow
I know
my,
what you
my
mean. I
point,
see what your
right?
point.
Yeah.
Like, why is it so varying?
Why? Yeah.
So
So
close.
so I think this guy's over at this heritage auctions and the this grading company that's been grading these games. I smell a scam, dude. I
Oh
smell
yeah.
because it was this one. I mean, this was the latest one. Before that, it was a sealed Mario. Before that, it was a sealed Zelda for the NES. Again, I have a copy of Zelda. That one went for I think like 875,000 or something like that. It, why are these people inflating the market like this? So this is gonna just. So here's what that's gonna do, right? This a-holes that are doing the scam are going to drive the prices up at the mom and pop shop that you go and buy your retro games, because it's like, oh no, like you go and buy, you see the game, oh, it's $25.99 Mario 64, and then you go the next week and now the game is $150. Why? Because this guy's
Right.
just decided to inflate the market artificially. It sucks. This is terrible, and this guy's our scam artists. And I don't know if you saw, like, there was a transaction after the fact. Like, one of the companies bought another. It's super shady. There's definitely something going on here. I would say that if you're into retro collecting, don't buy over. First of all, if you are in retro collecting, don't.
Right.
And second, if you decide to collect for retro, don't pay over what like average market value is, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And unfortunately, you're going to end up spending more money. It was like when you and I were talking a few weeks ago that I was thinking of just buying a Saturn again. I started doing calculations, and it's probably gonna take me, around 15, maybe it's gonna take me about 16, 1,700 to get all the Saturn games that I lost.
That's so sad, man.
No, yeah, tell me about it. I moped about it for a week. Like, after we
Yeah,
spoke, dude,
I'd be
after we
depressed about
spoke,
it.
I was depressed for a week, man.
That's the kind of stuff that make me lose
And,
sleep. I'm,
and,
I'm serious. I'd be like, what?
and you know what's the worst, dude? Because we talked about it, and then my daughter asked me about Sega stuff, and I told her, and then for the next week, dude, every friggin' day she would remind me that I lost my Saturn games.
Like, you made the wrong choice.
And dude, it was like I was like, and got to the point that I was like, hey, so listen, what you're trying to tell me right now, it's really mean, because you're making me feel bad. So I had to sit her
Oh
down
my
and have the
gosh.
talk with, like, listen,
I
like you're making daddy sad. You can't
dude,
just go around and
I
do
would
that.
be at the place that I'd be looking up where if I could remember anything about this person who had this.
Oh, I know, I
Although
know, I know.
I,
It's on Facebook.
I tell you,
We
man, I
talked.
would be like, by any
Oh,
chance,
I asked him
you
years ago.
remember the story?
I asked him years ago, and he
Mm,
said that he didn't remember where it was.
yeah,
Yep. So
man.
yeah, I mean, I could,
Somebody's sitting on
bro, I could care less about the.
greatness right
No,
now.
so here's the thing, right? Because I lost the games, and I still had the boxes with me. I threw the boxes away,
Ah,
so I don't even have the boxes. Like, even
ah.
even the boxes, like a OG
People
box
buy the
for
box.
Bro, a new OG box for Mega Man 7 for Mega Man 8, it's still like $300 for the box and the manual.
Oh no, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't lead you down this
Yeah.
path, man. This
No.
is dark. This
No,
is
it's
bad.
dark. Yeah,
No,
so
this is
I know
bad.
I did my math, and it's gonna be like 1,700 to get everything back, which I'm not willing to spend, honestly. Like I would be, I'm willing to spend 1,700 on, making the podcast better, buying a better camera and better lighting, and you know, but I don't think I'll be going back to my Saturn stuff, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
One day you win when you win the
I'm okay.
lottery.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I would have income like to waste, then sure. But again, if you're going to retro collecting, I suggest that you go into something healthier like PS2. Like that's a good starting point because there's tons of games out there. Consoles are for some reason expensive and weird and hard to find. I'm still looking for a PS2 myself, so Joel, if you know of anyone, just let me know.
I sure will.
But yeah, I think the cheapest one I found was like 140. They're pretty expensive. So yeah, just don't do this crazy like graded stuff. Like here's how you get the graded stuff, right? Buy a game that no one gives a crap about. I don't know, like one of those crazy anime games that come in that like that Godzilla game. Do you remember that PS4 launch Godzilla game that came out? No, you don't remember it.
I don't
There
remember
was,
that, dude.
so there was a launch PS4 game. There was a Godzilla
Oh,
game
okay. No, I
that
got it now. I
looked
got
like
it
a
now.
PS3 game, right?
Yep, did
Remember
not
it?
look good.
So that game, you buy it and you don't open it and you get it graded. And that game now, dude, is like $500 because they only
Wow.
released like they only released like it was like 3,000 copies in the US, dude. Like, and that's it. And that's all they did. So that's the kind of stuff you look for, right? If you want to get your holy grail, buy one of those, you know, NIS games that, NIS just puts like 3 copies of them out there and and don't open it and just grade it. That's how you get these things, right? But Mario 64, there's like a billion copies of them out there. No, billion. But like I think Mario 64 was like a 101 attach rate for the N64. It was like very very high. Like everyone that had an N64 had Mario 64. So it's one of those things like don't pay it for this, pay it for like something like super rare that came out, or a collector's edition that came out and you didn't open it and you left it there for years and all that, like, but not for a game that's readily available, like anything like Mario World or any of the Mario games, honestly, even the Mario the one that they don't print
It's like
anymore.
3D All Stars.
Yeah, 3D All Stars. Even for 3D All Stars, don't do it. Like you can still buy it for like $50 out there, 3D All Stars, and
Yeah,
they still have it at Target. They don't print it anymore, but
you can find it.
you can find it. Don't pay the 30,000 that's on eBay right now for it, because it's like, why would you do that? But it's like that, right? It's like pretending that you own the going back to like the Legend of Zelda. It's like, oh, I have a Legend of Zelda gold cartridge NES here. It's worth a ton of money. It's not. It's like it's worth like $7. Problem is that these people make you feel like you actually own gold, and you don't. So don't buy from this shady people. If you want to grade your games, go ahead and grade them. That's awesome, but don't buy graded games. That's my thing. Like, don't spend the extra money buying this crap. It's honestly, man, it's not worth it. I mean, you do whatever you want with your money. I'm just giving you a piece of advice. At the end of the day, but it's, yeah. I'm not too excited about this, Joel, and I'm hoping that the truth about this whole thing, this whole, scheme they have going on comes out,
Yeah,
because it's shady AF. Honestly, I don't. It is super shady. It's disrupting the market, and people are gonna start digging for their Mario 64s and taking it to pawn shops. And I was like, oh, this is like $5 for this. I was like, well, but there's people pay like $1.5 million for it. How come it's just see? That's like, this false equivalence that you get with this sort of things when it happen, and you know it's unfortunate. So just wanted to talk about that because it stinks. Other than that, sir, I don't have anything else, man. So you just want to go ahead and plug us in again.
Absolutely.
If you're joining on YouTube, welcome back, because
That's where it started.
yeah, that's where it started. And if you're joining for the first time on Twitch, welcome. And if you please feel free to join the chat and go there. Please keep it civil. we're not asking for money. We're not asking for anything. We don't even have a Patreon. We're just here because we love games. We love Marvel and Star Wars, and we're doing this for free. Again, but
Well, you don't have those Sony
you
checks?
you do
Where'd
you.
they
Oh,
go?
we don't cash checks from Sony and Marvel, as some people think. We don't. So thank you guys for joining us. If it's your first time, welcome, and then just go ahead and wrap us up, man.
Absolutely. Again, thank you very much for sticking with us. We want to invite you to stay connected. So make sure you subscribe on podcast platforms, right? We're on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Find us on your podcast platform. Subscribe to us there. Of course, we want you to follow us on social media as well, right? At No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and lovely Twitch that we're streaming on right now. As well, we also invite you to send any emails with questions, comments, or feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us your stories of maybe collectible items you may have or want to have. Send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Oh, Ben, it was great talking retro games with you. And we'll see you all on our next episode.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.